Good evening. I'll call to order the Board of Health meeting at 6:31 p.m. If everyone would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. The best you can. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm gonna hit you. So. Okay. Up next, number 2, accept the minutes of the May 21st, 2019 meeting, and that was the meeting that was, right, just Lori and I, so I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of the May 21st meeting.
I'll second that. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Item number 3, the reorganization of the board for fiscal year 2020. Congratulations to both of you for being elected again.
Thank you.
I'm so happy. Very good. So that being said, we need to, anybody want to be chairman?
No, I will pass.
You're doing a great job at it.
Can be chairman.
You vote? You're
Yeah.
not even
I
going
make
to
a
motion?
motion
I make a motion that Jen Canoia can be the chairman.
I second that motion.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
None.
No.
Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes.
Did we say it loud enough?
Yes, thank you.
Aye.
You're doing a great job. I want you
Thanks,
to
thanks,
stay in
yeah.
that
You just want me
seat
to stay
there.
right here and, yes, okay. I can't see now, hold on. Contract review. First, the burial agent, he reached out, we've been in communication with him, that he is looking to continue on as the burial agent, so we just need to appoint him as the burial agent, so I'll entertain a motion. Mark Bartel, excuse me.
Okay, so I make a motion to appoint Mark Patel as the burial agent.
I second that motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. We also have our health agents contract, which we need to discuss and vote on. Tom, have you had a chance to review it?
Yes,
Does everything look in order for you?
almost.
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 No, I'm kidding.
I was waiting. Okay. Okay.
Yes, it does. Everything looks in order.
It's the same contract we've had every year. It's just been updated with the new budget allowances. So I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to renew Mr. Tom Purcell's health agent contract with the town of Dudley.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second to renew the contract. Any other discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion was made to reappoint him
Reappoint him, renew his
with the
contract.
town of Dudley. Is it with the Board of Health or is it with the town of Dudley?
It's through the Board of Health for the town of Dudley.
Okay.
So that's
Just want
fine.
to make sure you.
Yep. Do you want me to sign this copy?
That, you can sign that copy, yes.
Sign this one. While that's going around, we will discuss C, public health nurse. We are working on a draft of a contract, and we did get our first bill for the first 6 months out of the year, which is in your packet, and we will be submitting it to the Board of Selectmen for their approval. Yes, please. To pay from the Clarinda Wood Fund, and,
I don't believe it's in their packet.
oh,
Maybe
it's only in my
copy for you.
packet, that's right. So, I apologize, thank you,
No problem.
slacking. So we will be sending this off to Board of Selectmen. They will review it on their next meeting, which is July 1st, I believe. And then, if approved, and once we have a contract, we will review it again.
Okay.
Okay? Last one, we just need to, our animal inspector has been Jen Fitzgerald for the past several years, And we just need to re-recommend her for that position if we feel. So I will entertain a motion.
Let's see. What am I saying?
I,
I'm sorry, I'm having
Motion.
a brain blank.
that we recommend her for the position.
I make a motion to recommend Jen Fitzgerald for the animal inspector.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
They appointed her last night, by the way, so this is new.
Right, but we still just have to send the recommendation.
For clarification, they appoint her as the animal control, the Board of Selectmen,
Yes.
Yes.
they appoint her as the animal control officer.
Yes.
The animal inspector is actually appointed by the state,
Right.
Ah.
by.
We have to
the
recommend that
Division
her.
of Animal Control, or, it's a division of animal, I think it's Mike Moore is the appointing
State.
authority
He's the
for
state inspector?
the animal inspector.
Animal inspector.
Okay. Moving on to number 5. Nail salon regulation discussion, and also the body art signature page. Yes, Ted.
Was there any discussion about the public health nurse and where the contract's gonna come from before we move on? Who's drafting it?
No,
She,
that should come from her.
right, I've already had conversation with one of the
Mhm.
potential applicants, and she's well aware of what the contract is. I know that she's an interested party, and I don't know that who else, if there's anybody else interested at this point. But
No.
we'll be glad to give anybody any information that they need, so.
Nope.
Okay, thank you, sorry. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. So, before we get into the discussion about the nail salons, let's do the signature page for the body art, which I have, and I will just pass along. It was just a formality of signing that.
And those are currently in place
Yes.
up on the website.
Yep, we just needed to sign the signature page just to make it official.
Thank you.
Lori, on the nail salon, I wasn't sure which copy was yours. Do you have?
I was the red pen.
All right,
so I
so do
did
you want
make
to
some
hand the
notes.
other one over to me?
Sure, yep.
Thank you.
So, there was a discussion held between Tom, Lori, and Suzanne Stefanik regarding the nails regulations, and I believe we're gonna hear how that went and what the outcome was, just a brief.
She had some very good, she's obviously an expert in that field of sterilization from a hospital level, and she had some very good recommendations that I certainly think we could omit some things from these current regs, take them out because they're really not necessary, or I don't think they're acceptable anymore, and put in some new terminology. So I definitely think some of this could be rewritten, parts of it, to be easy to understand for potential nail salon owners to read these regulations and better understand how to use the autoclave. It was mostly about the autoclaves.
Okay.
Most of what I really got out of it, and I think that we both agreed, Laurie and I agreed, that the one thing we should not put in our regulations is how to operate
Operate it.
equipment.
Mhm.
It should be left up between the manufacturer and the user. The unfortunate thing is, once we go in and start specifying times and temperatures and all of that and restricting it to code, it makes it very cumbersome. As Mrs. Stefanik just demonstrated to us, there are so many different ways of accomplishing the same thing. It should be left up to the operator and the manufacturer
Okay.
and how to make sure that their product is handled properly. And it should not be left to the regulation to tell them specifics.
But just having autoclave, an FDA-approved autoclave for
Right.
high-pressure steam sterilization, definitely
And
clarify that.
we could probably make them, or we should make them have an in-service or even a continuing ed of some type where they have to stay up current with the proper use of the equipment.
And she did make a recommendation that she put forward that she'd be willing to teach something like that, and I certainly welcome that, hoping to get that together for nail salon owners, area nail salon owners, not only our town, but other towns, and tattoo artists, owners of tattoo shops to come in, and
Even dental offices,
dental offices,
podiatrists,
podiatrists.
anybody and everybody that's using autoclaves.
Definitely
She
something.
did
could have
recommend
she'd be-
getting dry heat sterilizers, which is actually, when I did a little bit more research myself on that topic, is sort of being shunned aside as well, because the autoclaves are just much more reliable and easy to track for spore tests and purposes.
So if I'm understanding, the main section is going to be, that needs to be tweaked some, is under section 6, cleaning and disinfecting the multi-use tools,
Correct.
section B,
Section B.
and then it follows through all this some
Pretty
more.
much taking out like,
Anything that refers
Letter
to
B.
specific heats and temperatures and times
Okay,
yeah.
should be deleted and
Move those.
substituted with, as per manufacturer's recommendation.
okay. So, do we want to, how do we want to go about this? Does somebody want to sit down and
Rewrite this.
clean that section up, bring it back to us, like have Ted type it up nice and neat, bring it back to us, so it's, and then we can review it? Ted?
Yeah. Are you asking me to do it?
The typing part. Would-
Okay. If you guys clean it up and
Okay,
cross the lines out, I'll clean
Okay.
it up.
Okay. And so for our next meeting, hopefully, we'll try to have, if you guys can work on that, and,
can we make time together, maybe? Do you want to go
Yeah,
through this
whatever.
together? We'll set a time aside.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, it would be helpful coming from your standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And Ms. Roberta is certainly welcome to join in on that conversation, too.
if we
Mrs.
have,
Johnson, seeing she's disabled right now.
You'd have to come to me. Sorry.
so that would, so hopefully for the next meeting, we'll have some more information and be able to go forward with that.
I think so. I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Excellent, thank you. Number 6, the loss of tobacco inspection services by the city of Worcester as of July 1st, 2019. So we did get notified by the city of Worcester that their grants have been depleting, the monies that they get from the state, and that they will no longer be providing tobacco inspection services for us. So Tom, I'll turn it over to you. I know you were going to do some,
Well, we looked into, there's 2 classes tomorrow. I'm hoping to attend one of the 2 at least. Dealing with this, MHOA is putting on a program, as well as the Worcester Tobacco Control Consortium, on how to handle this, and they're going to make available training programs, et cetera, for how to train your own compliance people. In essence, what it was, this grant package was in individual cities and towns back when at its inception. And what they did was they decided, well, they'd see if we could get a bunch of communities together and they would hire one specialist to do it. And they took all of our grant money that was specific for each town, and they put it all together. Well, they did such a great job by knocking the smokers from 27% down to 14%. There's not enough revenues left anymore for them to continue the program. It's not profitable for the city of Worcester to do it, so, or their consortium. So,
So there's no grant money left to do the same
well,
thing all
there
over
is,
again,
but
or-
it's not enough for them to continue that operation. So it's now up to us if we want to continue with the program. We can apply to the state and get our grant money, but I can remember the grant money wasn't an awful lot at that time, and it's going to be even less at this time. But I think I may be able to pick up some information at the meeting tomorrow see what we can come up with. If it's worth pursuing, fine, otherwise, we'll take the training anyhow and go out and start doing some of our own.
Absolutely, because I think it is important.
Well, it is. It's important to make sure that the compliance, you do run compliance checks. I hate to have to think that we have to do that, but unfortunately, it does get away from people. There are remedies for non-compliant people, including revocation of their, or suspension of their sales tickets. There's other equipment that's out there now with today's technology. Somebody would have to go out and do criminal stuff of using false documents to open a register and stuff like that. So when you go to a package store, you have to have an ID. The ID is the only way you can open a register. They do that at the supermarket, whether you know it or not. That's why us people that look like we're over 25, they still ask us for an ID because they can't open the register. If you key in a bottle of wine, you have to have an ID to
Right.
get in there.
That's happened.
Okay. Excellent. So we'll look forward to.
I'll give you an update next
Update.
month on that.
Beautiful. And the last item that you see is, and you should have in your packets 4 different town regulations. It's regulations of fowl and animals. We are going to, as the Board of Health, we are able to implement some regulations. And so what we've done is we've pulled 4 different towns' regulations. A couple were just pulled off the internet, a couple were given to us to review. And what I'd like to do is have everyone review them and be able to come back with either one that you really like or one that you like with some ideas crossed out of it, and or if you like something from this one and that one, you'd like kind of like we did with the marijuana
Oh, yeah.
regulations. We're kind of working it together, and then so Tom,
So we can
I'm
put our
working
own
through
in
this.
place?
Yes, the town, the Board of Health will be doing some regulations. So we would continue to do this work on this and then have a public hearing once we had something together, or would we have a public hearing first?
You don't have to have a public hearing.
I was advised.
If you'd like, well, you can, ordinarily you can do things like this. Board of Health, you're allowed to do is just call the public meeting. If you want to advertise it and you want to do the long route
That's what I
to
was
eliminating
advised.
any argument, it's not a bad thing
Yeah.
either.
Would we do that once we?
After,
had some
while you're
in-
working on it, you don't have to announce.
Right, not until we have something.
Unless you want to have, and you can do some internet notification that you're going to have an open discussion
Right.
on, and pick up some ideas and what's important to the general public and what isn't. You want to get some feedback, or do you want to go out and try to decide what you want to do and then get the blowback from
I know, that's why I
pushback,
was
you know?
trying to,
I don't think it's a bad thing to ask for public opinion. You're not making any decision at that point.
No.
All you're doing is just gathering information, and then you're gonna go back, you're gonna huddle up, and you're gonna make it.
so we could technically put it out there for next month, or if you want to, would you rather review it and then put it in August?
You wanna put it on the next meeting, you can do that,
You
the
know.
next Board of Health meeting.
Yeah,
So go through this and come up with like a rough draft.
yeah, and then talk about things that are important and allow.
What's important to the people and what isn't,
Right,
as far as the keeping of animals.
right.
So encourage people to come to next month's meeting for open discussion.
I
It's
would
probably an
rather-
ideal opportunity to discuss, too, the difference between service animals and
Exactly.
non-service and pets.
Yeah. Bringing that up, the problem with the next meeting, it's fine if we have it, but Ted will not be here. But I would rather do that on a meeting when he is here, because I think it's more beneficial if you're actually here. too.
Again, you don't have to hold it at a regular Board of Health meeting if you want to have something like a week earlier or, you know, in a couple of weeks or something like that.
That's true.
An open forum,
Mm-hmm.
we can do that too.
Call an open forum.
You're not going to be making any decisions or
Absolutely
taking
not.
any votes.
Just to gather information.
Right. So there's no need, you don't have to,
How do we feel about all that?
you'd probably still want to post it.
Still have to
but,
post it.
Not really, but I was told no, but
Can I have an opinion?
Absolutely.
My opinion would be that the board should have something together so that people who want to come to an open meeting or a public hearing have something in front of them that is a baseline, rather than coming with willy-nilly thoughts that aren't even part of the regulation. They have to be able to see something before they come in. So there has to be some discussion with the board to decide on what you want on there, what you don't want on there, so that we can have copies of it prior to a meeting that's an open meeting, so that there aren't off-the-wall
Bring it along.
thoughts
So that
by
rough draft
the
has to
public.
be done.
So I think,
Just so that everybody's on a baseline.
so regardless for the next meeting, which will be July 6th,
20, no.
16th, sorry. Come back with what you like about them, what you don't like, and we'll start meshing them. And next month, we'll decide if we want to, you know, anybody can attend a meeting at any time, but then we'll decide when we want to really get it out there to have some more information. Is that?
So you're saying our goal is by next meeting to have a
Well,
rough draft, sort of,
no,
for all
what-
of us to go through this.
Well, yeah, like say,
Pick it apart.
just like if you're reading Lanesboro, oh, I really like this, that, and, oh, I didn't like this from Foxborough, so I don't think we need that, and see what pertains to our towns and what doesn't. And then, we'll go from there, but this is definitely, something that I think is beneficial to the town. I think it will help where, it'll definitely help. There's been so many new, and what it will help too with not only, they'll have to come for us for for a permit, not a special permit, for a permit, but then the barn inspector will be notified of people who actually have animals so that when she goes out and does her inspection, she's hitting everyone. Because over the past several months, we've found many people in town who have different types of animals who we're not even aware of, and nor are they being inspected. And this will help to bring it all together. So,
That sounds like a plan.
sounds good? Sound good? Sound good, Ted? Okay. Anybody have anything else that's not on the agenda that needs to be mentioned? He didn't put a health agent report on for you, did he?
he knew I didn't have
Did you have
anything to
something to say?
report.
See?
Do I have anything to say?
No, you
No,
don't.
Or he
it's all
wasn't
been
letting you
said.
talk.
It's all been said.
Okay, so the next meeting is Tuesday, July 16th at 6:30. Seeing nothing else, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion to adjourn at 6:55.
Sorry.
Did you guys reorganize?
Mhm.
I know you did with the chairman.
Yeah, I just think I became chairman. Are we still on?
Yeah.
I'll
You were in the
listen.
bathroom.
We're not still on, right?